Hello everyone, and welcome to Dungeons & Dragons Lost Mines of Phandelver. I'm Ross, or RMcD, your DM and host as always. I'm joined by the four fellows you may or may not have seen in their character creation videos. Now, we're just going to get straight in. We're in the world of the Forgotten Realms, as everyone should roughly remember. How we're going to start is that we're going to begin. The sun is just rising over the Sea of Swords to your east. You've all left Neverwinter, so the big huge walls of Neverwinter are nearby, and you're heading towards a small wagon that's off the side of the road, which is a very busy road. Oh, I messed that up because you're the weather. Busy road. There's a wagon off to the side that you know that you were told you have to meet up at. There's a dwarf standing next to the dragon. Dragon. Oh, geez, that was fast. There's a dragon already. And yeah, so there's just the sun is rising. Everything's dimly lit by the beautiful dawn. And you all walk towards this dwarf with the dragon. So who wants to go a start and describe their character? What are the other people seeing when they see you walk out of the crowd of people moving in and out of this huge city? Well, don't all raise your hands at once, please. Duncan, go ahead and describe your character. What do people see as you walk out of this crowd towards the door?
A gruff, suspicious half-elf, eyeing everyone as if they might suddenly stab them in the back.
What are you wearing?
Leather armor, dull grey, brown colours. I've equipped myself to blend in with my surroundings as much as possible.
Great, fantastic. Natalie, go ahead and describe your character. She emerges from the crowd.
Hi. Danger. I look hot. That's all I've got, really. I'm a funny guy.
What do you have? Do you have any obvious weapons about yourself?
Yes, I have a bow.
Is that strapped across your back, or is it always in your hand?
On my back.
Cool. Okay.
I also have a firebolt.
That's part of your magic, isn't actually like hovering around you anywhere. You can cast that anytime, though.
And Zarathustra is my...
Well, potentially we'll find out. Mr. Moldrock emerges from the crowd. Alan, go ahead and describe yourself to everyone.
I have grey hair, and also I have bear claws. What more do you need?
What kind of clothing are you wearing?
I have on some armor, no armor, light armor. I don't know.
You're not wearing any armor. You're quite. How tall are you?
I've as you can see, I've just duplicated in size.
I was just letting me showing the people your character.
I basically in my past life, right? I'll give you a full explanation.
No, is this what people see at the moment they see you?
Listen, it doesn't matter, right? So I lived in this village, and some giants, they came, destroyed everywhere, and then so I went and killed the giants.
Right, no, we don't need to. You'll explain this to them as the story progresses.
No, he wears a sign, clearly.
Does he? It goes, hello, my name's Mr. Mordrock. I was brought up in a village. I fought some giants. Every time you meet someone.
And I have bear claws. Yeah.
And I have bear claws.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have the bear claws.
These are a real life prop.
You have to wear them the whole time.
I can't get clipped, so I go to the bear claws.
And what race are you as well?
I'm a human.
Great. Okay.
Let's not judge races.
Well,
down that road.
Speaking of judging races, Zarathustra, why don't you describe yourself as you step out of this crowd? And there's actually quite a gap around you as you know, everyone else is tussled and bustled about the crowd, but people seem to be giving you this step, so people saw you even before you
Yeah, I'm not exactly playing into the crowd. I have black skin, super shiny, butt length pink hair, and a bit of an attitude. And I'm also wearing a super big captain's hat because being a dark elf, the sun isn't your best friend all of the time. But we've seemed to got past that with my early exposure to sun, so it's strange to see a dark elf out in the light.
Certainly, you've all heard the monstrous tales of the evil of dark elves. Maybe what your mothers would have told you when you were little kids. To your scary stories. A dark elf will come out of the woods and get you. But this dwarf doesn't seem that peeved, and as he's standing next to the wagon, he calls you all over and he says, "Ah, you'll be the lads Gundren's hired then."
Yes.
Says what?
That's me.
He says, "Ah, you'll be the lads that Gundren's hired then."
Oh.
I don't.
Firstly, I'm not
instantly don't
lad.
like this
Secondly,
guy.
I don't know who these people are. I'm one that Gundren's
I think-
hired. Yeah, he's a dick, but
Well, he's hired all for you. That's truth enough to say it.
I want this man dead.
I'll have none of that attitude from you, lad. I'm just here to help you get yourself sorted. Now, this is a wagon. Do you know where to take it? Has Gundren told you where to go?
no.
Well, you have to head out down by Fandolin. A little wee outcropping. Little wee tiny wee mining town that's just getting set up. We'll give you 10 gold pieces each if you secure this wagon and get it to Barthen's provisions there. Gundren will meet you there, get you sorted
Ross, I've
out.
totally lost sound and all I can hear is the music.
That's so good. That's just going so well.
Always happening, or is it just?
I'll do it for 20 gold.
Can you hear right now, Lauren?
I can hear you speaking, I can't see you.
We lost Alan again.
Oh, fuck.
Smooth as.
Hello.
It is. Lauren will be back in a second.
Yeah,
At least it's just not just me causing the problem.
No, it's everyone. It's great.
I'm back.
Yay. Okay, so anyway, he said he'll point you to Fandolin. He gives you the directions to go to Fandolin. He says, Gundren will meet you there. Take it, you'll get 10 gold pieces on arrival, and then he'll give you some more jobs to do. We've always got hand for some adventures and for some protection around the area.
Did you introduce yourself? Sorry.
Me, I'm Thorok. I'm
And
Gundren's
do you know
aide.
the contents of this cart?
Aye, this cart, yeah, sure enough. It's got mining gear, a bit of supplies for the town. You can certainly look over yourself. We have taken clear note. Gundren knows what's due to arrive, so you know, if any.
Of course.
How much are we getting paid for this job?
So I know what I'm protecting.
10 gold each.
10 gold.
10 gold each.
10
It's a
gold
bit
pieces
short.
per head.
Yeah,
Can we bump it up a little bit to 15?
There'll be more. Part of the reward of this is getting in with Gundren, a famous entrepreneur. He'll have certainly more jobs that are better paying when you get there. And getting in at the entry level of this corporation is something you should be glad it's not a free internship, an unpaid internship. Now, here's the wagon here. You better get started. It'll be about 5 days. I hope you're all ready and you've got all your supplies.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Shut
now
the fuck up.
Is there anything you can tell us about the route?
Well, while you're on and at this point I will show you guys the route you take. So everyone, you should be seeing a different map right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you going to move it?
You can scroll it around yourself, but if you need me to move it, sure. So you're heading
That
from
would
the
be
outskirts
helpful.
of Neverwinter to the town of Fandolin there. So the dwarf has described this route to you and says, on their high road there's not much trouble these days. You're never too sure. But out on the Tribor Trail, that's where we expect some trouble. I mean, it's not 100% you'll run into everything, but there's been noise of bandits and other outposts have had their gear stolen. That's why we've hired you. If we didn't need you, we wouldn't pay for you. Remember, you are outside the big, huge city of Neverwinter. There's lots of guards processing the people moving in and out. Where you're within sight of hundreds of people. Any obvious action of violence would most certainly stir up the town the same way if you brutally murdered someone in the middle of Buchanan Street in real life.
I think that's maybe aimed
The
at the
skeletons.
Like the skeletons was a pretend that didn't really happen. That was just getting you into the system. This is all real.
Come on, Ross, be real.
Don't imagine it. Okay, so anything else you'd like to ask the dwarf? Sorry. Anything else you'd like to ask the dwarf?
Can I ask him
If they can put the map back.
who should trust them?
Sorry, what?
What the hell is going on?
Could you repeat that, Alan?
I don't. I would like to ask him why we should trust him.
Gundren!
That will even get money.
There's one fucking rule during character creation, that you had to be willing to go on this. Anyway, you should definitely trust Gundren. He's a well-known merchant and entrepreneur, and cities as far as Neverwinter. Anyone will vouch for him. Waterdeep, all the way across the Shadow Sea. People have heard of Gundren and know his reputation. Doubting Gundren is a sin on the dwarven kind, and I'll not hear another word of it.
Yeah, but you're not fucking dwarf. What's his name? Dwarven.
I'm Gundren's aide. I'm sure he mentioned you when you
Boy,
came for this
human.
job.
Stop fighting with the boss and let's go on our way.
Right. Okay.
We're going.
Can Leodon's gone for some food?
In the middle of talking with him. Well, that's fine. That's fine.
She got bored of your speech, man.
That's fine.
Right, we
can
huckle
start
her.
the
We
job.
huckle her on the wagon.
Okay.
I knock it out for being a tit. There we go.
So, as you, so you, who for what? For a start, who takes control? Who takes reins of the
Me,
wagon? There's room for
I'm
two.
driving it.
There's room for two to
I
sit,
don't want.
and two will have to walk.
No, I'm sitting
No.
on the driver's seat. So I
No,
believe
you're
that.
riding.
No,
You're
you're riding. I'm sorry, but I am on the wagon in the correct seat, and I won't pass up stabbing you for it, son.
Well, we saw what happened on the queue, and that didn't end up well. So
I'm gonna
I
hold out for
reined
this
out
one.
ahead using my skills to act as a scout for the cart.
Yeah.
How do you guys respond to that declaration by Cassir? Well, you
On,
two are
on ahead.
having a fit about who sits in the driver's seat. Remember, there are two seats there.
But I
Natalie's
don't want to
missing,
dri-
and Cassir is walking.
No, you're a big motherfucker with bear claws. I don't want you sitting next to me.
right,
On
I'll
your
sit
way.
I'll sit on the
Sitting-
cow. It's fine.
That is, there's
I'm
there
quite
are
comfy.
there are
I'm quite
two
comfortable on the cow.
there are two oxen who are just
I'm let the oxen then. I'll sit on the oxen.
they're very non committal, and you could do pretty much whatever they want. They won't react to you. They're well trained.
Okay.
Would anyone like to
That's
have a
fine.
wee look at what's actually in, or maybe make an estimate about the wagon, or are you just happy to head out?
Can I have a wee peek
We'll
inside it?
discover that once we've left the city borders. No, wait until we're outside because we're gonna steal that shit.
Okay, right then, let's go ahead and get started. So you start trundling off down the road, and the crowd start dispersing once you're, a mile or so away from Phandalin, Neverwinter, sorry. As I said, will take 5 days total, so you arrive on the evening of the 5th day, roughly. Should all go well. So, what happens on the first day then? How do you guys interact with each other? Is there anything you want to tell each other about yourself? Perhaps someone asks Muldrock about his bear claws, or some kind of,
Yeah. I'm intrigued. So wait a minute, are we just walking now?
The wagon's clicking along at a
on.
slow, steady pace.
Okay, so I'm just doing my job, just driving the wagon along, keeping it on the road. Do I have a whip? Can I have a whip?
You have steers. You don't need to whip the oxen.
Okay, well, I want to whip an oxen.
Well,
Well, actually, no, I want to whip Alan that's on the oxen, so
I think you mean
That's
Kramak. You want to whip Kramak.
Mr. Muldrock,
What? Me?
that guy.
Is that fucking
You.
right? Is that fucking right?
I want to ask you about your bear claws.
I roll my eyes.
So, Kramak, am I correct?
Okay, what is it?
in believing that you've attempted to swing at Zarathustra, is that right?
She swung at me.
So you've rolled a natural 1 here, which is the lowest possible
Have a
number.
whip.
The lowest possible number you could have rolled. And perhaps this was a little because you were on the oxen. So you start pulling out your maul, furious that this woman would ever make a snide comment to you. But you just tumble straight off the ox, and you actually hurt yourself a little on the fall, taking 5 points of damage as you land. This is temporary damage, so it will wear off after an hour or two. So you don't have to keep track. You don't have to keep track of it. But it is certainly embarrassing to you.
Right, well,
I lend out a hand,
apologise
pick 'em up.
formally.
For swinging.
Let's get right on.
I apologise recklessly, Molly.
No offence, take him.
I
And
hope
I'll
we
pull
can
you back up in the
stay
wagon. You can
friends.
sit next to me now.
See what I've made up.
Of course. Well,
Am I
no.
still on the wrong map?
That's good. That's good.
This is the map of where
Well,
you're traveling.
not entirely made
Well
up.
done.
I don't take kindly to people swinging at me, but hey ho.
Well, neither do I.
I
So,
didn't swing at you. I have no whip.
I was just talking about whipping you.
I was just talking about it.
right.
You need to control your anger. I'll keep my eye on you.
Yeah, it's the bear claws.
Yeah.
Up on
Tell me
the
about your bear claws. How did you acquire
Just
them?
bear claws. I killed a bear. I murdered
You killed
a
a
bear.
bear. Okay.
And just with no preparation, like cleaning it. I just got its half-cut arm and just shoved my hand inside it. Like that sounds.
Sweet.
That's the smell.
Nasty.
That's why I reek constantly.
Okay, so
Use lied on
I
taking a
wondered
swing
what
at
that smell was.
Lyodon and Kasur, you both being rangers, are actually scouting up ahead together. And what do you two chat about as you're walking on the first day?
I say
What?
nothing because I'm a broody bastard.
What do you say, Natalie? Do you talk to this broody half elf?
No, he's a half elf, not a full elf.
Yeah, but you're not snidey, remember, because you're moon elf.
Yeah, Lauren watched
He's a friendly
Lauren
one.
watched the contribution videos.
Okay, I'll talk to him.
Go ahead.
Hi.
I grunt in reply.
You have to do the grunt.
Sorry. Yeah.
How do you respond to this, Natalie?
You're not very happy elf, are you?
No?
I can't tell if he's role playing or if he didn't hear what she said.
I didn't hear what she said.
She said you're not very happy, elf, are you?
I've had a lot of bad things happen in my life.
Like
My
what?
tribe getting wiped out, my sister getting...
You don't have to tell us that shit.
I've decided to share. Something about her makes me trust her. Ross is loving this.
It's great. Lydon,
Everyone is an orphan.
you are all orphans. So Lydon, he's told you about how his tribe was destroyed. Perhaps you can tell him about how your tribe was destroyed.
The giants came and killed us all.
Perhaps Mr. Moldrock overhears that and says, "Oh, my tribe was brutally murdered by giants as well."
What a coincidence.
He killed them all. And perhaps Zarathustra, you heard about that. You're going to use, okay. Yeah, Alan's just switching laptops.
I was going to say, how do
Okay.
you get lag when you don't?
It's absolutely insane. I'm sitting in like 30
I can
meg.
see what Alan's doing. It's amazing.
I'm at
He
like
wasn't there, now he's there.
I'm like at 30 megabits a second here, and just for 2 rooms, he's at 2. So there's something wrong with the Wi-Fi. It's ridiculous. But so what we'll do is the first day passes. You all, you know, what were you saying, Zarathustra? You were going to tell them about your family history. What's your horrible backstory?
My backstory isn't that horrible. Well, it was growing up under the fucking ground with the other dark elves. You have to strong survive, and I didn't feel like I was strong enough. So I ventured out when I was a child, covered up head to toe in cloth until we could withstand the light long enough, and I boarded a boat hoping to get somewhere better, and ended up with a crew of quite lovely gentlemen who adopted me as their own.
Fantastic.
Mine isn't that horrible.
No, that's really cheery compared to my tribe was brutally slaughtered by giants.
Yeah,
Giants had nothing to do with mine.
Beasts in your case.
No.
No?
The beasts didn't attack my tribe.
Was it not beasts?
Wiped out by another tribe.
Oh.
And then my sister died in a hunting accident.
Sorry, I didn't. I guess so confusing.
yeah.
Keeping track
You
of
have to
this.
remember all the stories.
I have a brother who's alive.
So night.
Yeah.
Good. That's good to hear. So night sets. You all have more than enough time to tell each other about your backstory. Night sets and you all gather around. You hear that?
Yeah.
Crackling fire. Now, as the dwarf said, you aren't really expecting to be attacked on the high road. It's quite a busy road. It's not like a highway or anything like in real life, but it's still, you'll see the occasional traffic. You've certainly passed a few people, wagons, caravans on your way. However, even here, as if you're anywhere in the Sword Coast, you're going to set a watch. You would never want to be snuck up on at night, your throat's all cut and everything's stolen. So, who's going to
How far
suggest?
on the road are we?
You're a day's journey along the road. It doesn't really matter, but sure, say you're like there. There's about 20 miles you can do in a day.
Why are we choosing to sleep at all? We could take shifts on the passenger seat.
Unfortunately,
We're all elven, apart from the human who can fucking sleep his wee heart out.
well,
Someone can just sit in his big bear-clawed lap.
Why am I sitting in his lap?
that would be
Well,
a
you
very
can keep fucking
uncomfortable
walking.
sleeping session. You're not really sure that you would get a good night rest on this. It's not a luxury. Maybe if you'd taken a carriage or something, you could sleep in it. But this is a rough, cheap wagon. It's not made for luxury.
No
And you've all got
suspension,
camping.
just
No,
solid
yeah.
road.
Exactly. Yeah. There's absolutely none. It's not being
Single
pinned down
pedal
at all.
can give you.
I
fucking
resent
rain.
stopping. But I'll take the watch.
So you're gonna have to split the watches up to because
Yeah.
obviously you can't stay up the whole night. Well, you could one
Well, there's
night.
2. We switch.
So does
How's
everyone?
Lyodon's dark vision?
Both Lyodon and Zarathustra, being full elves, are easy to see in the dark. So if you wanted to put out your fire and let them be on watch, they could.
Well, they'd have their backs to the fire anyway, so it wouldn't affect them much.
Yeah, but it would show people where we are. We're not stupid. Ranger.
You're sitting on a road next to a road with a fire. Everyone's gonna know where you are anyway. And you need
Guess how
heat.
many
It
of
might be
these
cold.
parts have the light?
Okay, so are you all comfortable with Zarathustra watching over you from what little you've known of her? Maybe she'll slit your throats and take everything you own.
I sleep with one eye open.
Fantastic. Okay, so Zarathustra takes the first watch. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then you wake up Lyodon out of her trance to take the second watch.
Yeah.
Is that good for you, Natalie?
We'd split the watch 3 ways at least because
No,
the
that's
human would be
inefficient.
no, because
The
then you
human
get more
eats
sleep.
sleep. No, the human sleeps 8. That's all that's
The half
required.
elf also
We-
sleeps 8, I
we-
think.
He
That's what
sleeps
I'm
8. You're fucking useless too.
So both of them only
We'll
need
just take
4
the
hours
watch.
sleep.
How
They
am I
don't.
useless?
Because you need 8 hours sleep.
I'm a half elf. My constitution's higher than a normal human, but lower than an elf. And I've got the dark vision, so I can see in the dark almost as good as you.
You don't need 100% 8 hours sleep, because you could stay up for, say, 2 hours or 3 hours and get 5 or 6 hours sleep and still can count as a full rest. However, you're right that the elves are going to be up for 4 hours anyway, so splitting in a 2 watch does seem reasonable.
Yeah. Because we're going to be up anyway, because we only need 4 hours. So there's no point in you getting up. We'd move on faster with everyone getting full rest. If the elves just always take the night watch.
Okay, how many hours do I apparently need?
So you need 8. Yeah, so if you spend, say, 8 hours sleeping, you could spend, say, 7 hours sleeping and then be in the wagon, and that would be enough rest for you. Or you could, the best situation would be 8 hours stop in the wagon, then getting back on the road again.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you do. So this night, let's see, if anything, could I get a perception check from Zarathustra on your first watch?
Sure.
See if you notice anything out there in the dark. And Lydon, can you give me one as well after this watch? Give me a perception check for when you're watching at the night. Do you remember where it is, Lauren? In the skills section?
It's not... Sweet. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so you So you see fine in the darkness and nothing approaches in your watch. You go ahead and wake Lydon up and then settle into your trance. Natalie, could I get a perception?
Get up.
It's luckily for you there's nothing in the darkness. For Lydon would have seen nothing at all. Her watch was, she was sitting there, closed eyes, and then she woke you up in the morning and said there was absolutely nothing, couldn't see a thing, with her eyes closed the entire time. Fantastic. So you wake up the next day and get back on the road. So you guys can communicate, maybe ask about your characters. I'm just going to double check Alan and see how long it's going to take.
Okay.
This is a good orange.
I want your food, just because I've seen you eating. But I meant to stay in character, Ross will be pissed. So, are you eating an orange in character?
Well, in
Like,
character, I have packed my tobacco pipe, and I am going to spark it up.
Okay. I watched you do this, and I was like, oh.
I wish I
I could have a
remembered my
smoke right
pipe.
now. I wish I'd remembered my pipe.
Jean just smoked.
Usually I wouldn't be seen without it.
I pull
Pardon?
out a spare pipe and offer it to you. Yeah, I give Zarathustra my spare pipe,
How kind of you, sir.
but none of the tobacco because it's too expensive to share.
No, I flip you a coin. Share your tobacco.
I catch the coin and give you some tobacco.
Thank you. Now I spark up too.
Back.
Yeah,
Although-
we can hear you better.
Good. Still.
So what did you guys... So you guys, this is second day travelling. Alan, what they did was they spent 4 hours... It was they just chatted amongst themselves. So it was a 4 hours. The elves took watch basically, so you got a full night's rest. You didn't have to worry about taking watch.
Good, thank you. Appreciate it.
It's alright. You're old. You need your sleep. You are old, right? You've got grey hair.
Yeah, I'm like
How?
50.
So he mentions this perhaps in passing. He says 50. How old are you, Lauren?
How old are you
I'm
then?
130. So you're still a young man yet, but
Yeah.
Maybe Lyodon, maybe you mention your age as well in passing?
121.
So I'm the young buck
Um,
in this group.
How old are you?
Well,
well, we're effectively teenagers, so we're just leaving our teen years.
Kasur
of
looks
an alpha.
quite young. Ask how Kasur is.
How old are you then?
I'm 26.
That's
A
the
young
young buck.
26.
Little
He is
bad
the young
beautiful girl.
buck. Oh,
I live up to between 93 and 125 years old.
yeah.
Do you say this to people? Do you just say that? I'm
It knows all his
26.
stats.
I live up to
As a little
130.
bit of, in case you didn't know much about half elves, even though apparently you know about them, and how much they suck.
Oh, everything's working now. This is great.
Yeah, we can see you as well. It's good.
Solutions.
Solutions indeed. Very confusing the issues that arose. Okay, so second night rolls on, unless nothing you see again, some merchants, unless you want to interact with anyone on the road or anything like that. Perhaps you
I
just get
forage the area while they travel so we don't use up all our supplies.
no problem at all. Now, is that a feature you're using, or is that a survival role you're trying to make?
I think that's just one of our ranger skills, because I should be able to forage double.
I believe that's part of your. Let me just have a wee look there.
It's under my class notes.
Yeah, so that's
Oh,
part of as a ranger, you get double when you do forage. What is your favoured terrain you chose?
Forests, I think.
So at the moment you're still in the kind of grassy plains area. However, you can forage the normal amount. To do that, go ahead and give me a survival roll. And anyone else, Lyodon, would you like to help him hunt in the area? Natalie?
I mean, yes.
My microphone stopped there.
Oh, there we go. So yeah, you go out and you hunt and you shoot down a buck or two and bring them back, and that means, even though I'm sure you're all totally tracking your rations, and it's not like I'll have to go in and check afterwards, on this day and the day after you don't need to use any rations. Kasur's went and found a nice stream for you to refill all your water, and he's also brought back some food for the night. Lyodon, you exact same, you help him out with that, and you two double the amount of food you bring back, so that's great. Okay. So yeah, no one else would like to do anything on the day. Yep, go ahead.
I'd like to hand over the reins to someone else and
I shall take the
talk to
reins.
passing merchants, mainly for pickpocketing purposes. Seeing as it's only 10 gold, I might as well up the stakes of this tour.
Okay, so at one point, a big long trundly caravan's passing. You think you could jump in, have a wee chat with them, and then run and catch up with the wagon, because obviously you're going in separate directions here. This wagon, your wagon, is not overtaking anyone. People are overtaking you, but you're so only things going in another direction. So you don't have that long to maybe do any one of your schemes, and
Okay.
so you can try certainly.
Yeah. I'll pull behind the wagon slightly and catch anyone heading in the same direction, seeing as we're slow.
Yeah,
Tend to be a hitchhiker.
sure. People move as far away from
Don't
possible
mind me, 'cause-
on the road as soon as they see you. You can see them clutching their swords, going to their bow, very, very scared, and no one says a word to you at all. And people are, they're hearing shouts. People are like, "Where's John? Big John here with his sword. That's a dark elf." Mommy, there's a dark elf on the road. No, there's not. Dark elves are. Ah! For example, things like that on the road.
How fast am I? Not particularly.
You can catch up the wagon
Same
if
speed
you
as me.
sprint. But yeah, I think you've
Okay,
got the
yeah.
same speed.
Well, then I head back onto a wagon at some point. I'm chasing whatever one has rejected me last. The one with the child.
Oh, John,
Let's
so
go
you're
with that
you're
one.
going to sorry. So our wagon with Mr. Muldrock and Lydon and Katsura are trundling south.
In front. Yeah.
So
Trundling.
so what you're doing is you're going to wait and fall back a ton until you're with a wagon that's going in the same direction.
Yeah.
Okay, so There's no way you're going to surprise them here. This is a flat open plain. There's not enough people here for you to walk, so they can all clearly see you as there. I'm just making it clear
I
for
give
you.
up.
You could do it perhaps somewhere else. But just say the background you chose as well is that you are particularly noticeable among people. People let you commit crimes because you're such a known person.
Because I'm a badass. Okay. Right.
Yes,
so it has to be more intimate crimes. I can't sneak up on people.
Yeah, robbing people's houses.
Because I'm black.
That's more your exact. It's exactly that. It is. Great. So the second night arrives. Are you going to do the same thing as Sarah Fisher? Going to stay up the first watch?
Guess so.
Okay.
Most efficient.
Great. Let me read the fancy little fucking thing. And the city, so some of this we've already covered, but it's just a little bit summary in case you've forgotten like the last fucking 10 minutes or whatever. And the city of Neverwinter, a dwarf named Gundren Rockseeker, asks you to bring a wagon load of provisions to the rough and tumble settlement of Phandalin, a couple of days' travel southeast of the city. Gundren was clearly excited and more than a little secretive about his reason for the trip, saying only that he and his brothers had found something big, and that he'd pay you 10 gold pieces each for escorting his supplies safely to Barthen's Provisions, a trading post in Phandalin. He then set out ahead of you on horse, along with a warrior escort named Sildar Hallwinter, claiming he needed to arrive early to take care of business. You've spent the last few days following the high road south from Neverwinter, and you've just recently veered east along the Tribor Trail. You've encountered no trouble so far, but this territory can be dangerous. Bandits and outlaws have been known to lurk along the trail.
Wait, have we got someone with us that's not one of our group?
Nope.
No, I thought you said we had a warrior with us.
No, that warrior went ahead with Gundren.
Right.
So Gundren went ahead, he had to sort out something in Phandalin, and he has this warrior escort to look after him on that way. So they left maybe, because they're on horses, they're going to move quite a bit faster than you, but they went ahead of you basically. Okay, so it's now halfway through the third day. You've been on the Tribor Trail for about half a day, so again you're off the main high road. It's getting a little bracken and bramble. It is now a forested area. That's Kasur, your favourite terrain, and Lyodon as well, I believe. Is that right?
Yep.
Natalie, yeah? Fantastic, great. So you've been on the Tribor Trail for about half a day. As you come around a bend in the corner, you spot two dead horses sprawled about 50 feet ahead of you, blocking the path. Each has several black feathers sticking out of it. The woods press close to the trail here with a steep embankment and dense thickets on either side. And I'll just move you onto a little map that kind of represents this. If you just give me a second here. Just copy paste you all over. So again, Kasur and Lyodon, you're scouting this ahead, so you spot this before the other two. So you can obviously run back and let them know what you've seen, or would you like to go ahead and without waiting for them go and examine the bodies?
All I have is a black screen.
You should be able to see now. Oh.
I suggest we... Well,
Have I stayed on that ox little thing?
No,
No,
you
you
were
got
taking
it.
the range, remember, when Sarah Schuster tried to
Oh
run
yeah,
up.
that's right.
So Kasur, and you're up ahead. Okay.
right.
What would you like to do? Go ahead. So Kasur, Lyodon, you see these two dead horses with feathered arrows sticking out them in the road up ahead.
I send Lyodon back to the wagon to warn them and suggest that they pull over to the side of the road.
Natalie?
No, I'm going ahead. Back.
You'll head back. Okay, sure, you're not that far. In fact, you tell me, how far away are you from the...
30 feet.
You're only 30 feet ahead, okay. So yeah, you can just shout back, you don't need to walk all the way, or would you like to tell her to sneak back up there? Alan, stop that. You're on the wagon. Bad. So, Lyodon, do you go back?
Get recon.
Do you tell them to be quiet and slow down, and do you whisper to them that you saw these horses? Or do you walk ahead into the middle of the horses? As you're wont to move your character.
I go ahead.
Okay, so Caster, she begins to ignore what you said. Do you try and stop her or anything, or do you just let her walk on ahead?
You dare.
What do you do, Caster?
I shout back to warn the others. Well, no, I don't shout. I can signal from there.
Yeah, you
Hand
can signal.
signals
Body hand signal.
to stop, so I don't call any undue attention.
So you see guys, Kasur standing up ahead of you, going like this. Do you pull over? What do you do? Who's taking the reins? Kara, I believe you're on the reins. Kramak.
Sorry?
You're on the reins. You
You're
see
on the reins.
Kasar do this. How do you react?
I... What? Power through. Jump over the
Don't be
horses.
a fool.
They're not horses, they're rocks, right? And you don't see the horses, you don't know nothing.
No, that was not the real answer. I don't know. Can I call for a regroup? Can we
Yeah, you can
discuss
tell him
this?
to bring. So he's going stop. So he's clearly being quiet,
You know what?
and you tell him to come back. So Lydon has ignored all this and has walked all ahead. Natalie, fantastic. So as you approach, you
You're not dead.
as you approach, you're not dead yet. As you approach, you recognise the horses to those belonging to Gundren Rockseeker and Sildar Hallwinter, and you can see that the saddlebags have been looted and that nearby lies an empty
The
leather
shadow's not
map.
changed if she's standing up there.
She can see different shadows. If you
Ah,
move
right,
around,
okay.
it moves
shadows have
on your
changed.
entire point of view. Yeah, there's different people's point of view. If you just give me a second here, let's see. Okay, so can everyone roll initiative for me, please? You don't see anything
Yes.
happen, but this is just, and everyone stay in this place that you are now.
Sorry. Alright. Roll initiative.
What's under again? Core.
Yeah, core. Make sure to click on your token, then click the initiative button.
That work?
Oh, shit.
Okay. Wow, great. Okay, so
May as well just close my eyes.
Eliadin, could I get Natalie? Could I get your initiative roll? Yeah, okay, great. So that, yeah, there we go, that's worked. So what has happened here? You hear the screech of monstrous goblins who have surprised you.
I didn't get a turn.
No, none of you got turned because you're all, for a start, you're miles away from the combat at the moment. You will hear this and then you'll get an action. But this round is a surprise round. You have all been surprised by if they had maybe rolled, if they were worse at stealth, if they were worse at hiding. Some of you might not have been surprised, but what happens is they've surprised you. So what's going to happen is they are going to get a free round and then initiative goes as normal. Okay, everyone understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Slam.
Okay. So they've clearly lied, and as you see them running out towards you, you realise what a horrible mistake you've made. These goblins were clearly lying in trap, waiting for someone. They were hiding amongst the bushes, and they jump out, screaming and screeching at you, swinging their short swords. So two come running down from the north, bursting out of the bushes, going, you obviously can't speak. Can anyone speak Goblin, or I'm going to have to translate it?
No.
Don't think anyone
I can
can.
speak giant.
Giant. They're not giants. They're actually small, tiny, ugly creatures, and they come at you.
Goblin language just called Goblin, yeah.
It's just called Goblin, yeah.
Perhaps they speak giant.
Perhaps the
Yeah,
goblins
I think
speak
so,
giant.
yeah.
Did you say? Perhaps they do. Maybe you can ask them. Okay, this is. So yeah, the two of them come forward with their short swords and attempt to strike at you. Oh my fucking god. Okay, just because this is the first time they're playing, I'm gonna pretend that roll didn't happen for the people at home. That is the problem with this campaign, by the way. It's absolutely lethal. Okay, what is your AC, Natalie?
What?
What's your armor class?
Icon red.
It's a blue icon, Lauren.
That's the blue.
Oh, blue
I'm
icon.
looking at it.
13.
13, okay. So the first goblin, he strikes down at you with his short sword and successfully hits you for 6 points of damage. The other goblin badly misses you And from the bushes, 2 goblins lining up short bows, but deciding they think you have been taken care of perhaps by their friends, are firing over you at Kasur there in the back.
It's a long shot for a short bow.
It's a long shot for a short bow. It's actually not that long. It's like
No, it's only
45 feet. What is your AC, Kasur?
12.
12. So unfortunately both of these black feathered arrows do hit you for 10 damage in total.
Who's dead?
No one's dead.
Someone's dead.
No one's dead.
It says there, why am I dead?
Because I made a joke that she was about to die, but
Oh, right.
So remember, to change your HP, Natalie, make sure to click on your token and then do minus in that red. So you want to do -6 for the damage you take.
Why -6?
The guy slashed you in the chest with his short sword for 6 damage. Okay. And Kasur was hit for 10, which is an enormous amount, which would have killed, I'm sure, some of you. Okay. So now the round starts as normal. Zarathustra, somehow you're first to react. Go ahead.
See with brand new selection form I did 10.
I run toward where Kazur is when I see him get hit.
So 2 arrows.
I don't have any range weapons, do I? Fuck.
Pretty sure you do. I'd be very surprised if you didn't.
You're a bow.
Yes, you have a bow. It's on your weapon sheet, there's range weapons.
No, I don't. I have...
You do. Go on your weapons. I can see it. It's right in front of me. Weapons, ranged weapons, short bow.
Oh shit. Sweet, I'll use my short bow.
There's no initiative option, Ross. There's no. Oh, it's there all along. Okay, so you can move 30 feet. That's the movement you can make and still fire the bow. So go ahead.
30 feet is where Kazur is. Just behind.
Yep. So that's easily enough range to fire at one of these goblins.
Okay.
So the 2 that are fighting you, Lyodon, have shields in their arms, and the 2 with the short bows don't have shields. Both are wearing leather armor.
Okay.
So go ahead and fire a shot at this, whoever you want to shoot at.
Whatever. It's closest.
Whoever's closest. Natalie's, it's not your go yet, so can you...
You said Lyodon, so you confused.
Oh, sorry. Was that, if I said Lyodon, then that's my fault. 10 people watching. Oh, we're so interesting. Okay, sorry. So, unfortunately, this is so ridiculous. You're all going to die. We're going to have to restart. I'll just pretend you'll get reviewed by an angel or something. Anyway,
We'll send in our bear guys.
your short fires, your bow fires over just... you shot someone next to Lyodon, yeah? Right?
Yeah.
Instead of like one without a shield. Okay, so unfortunately your feather, your arrow just hits his shield and doesn't manage to pierce
But it
his
would have his
flesh.
back towards her.
In 5th edition, there's no such thing as flanking or anything like that. Just to make it so it's the same for you if you're being attacked from behind.
Ah, so even if they're attacking someone and their back's turned.
Even if you're attacking someone and your back's turned, we don't. It gets too complicated to adapt for that. But we can include that later on. But for this first fight, well, if you want to include flanking rules, I mean, I think maybe a bit later on after you're a bit more veteran, we might add flanking rules and stuff. But Kasur, go ahead. You have a shot.
I retreat so I don't die.
Remember, you can fire, you can shoot someone and then move. So you can fire your bow and then
Or
retreat.
move some. Yes.
And you can move, shoot as you're moving. You can make any amount of movement in your turn, and also shoot. You can do a cartwheel while you're shooting your bow.
First of all, I shoot the goblin at the bottommost part of the screen, one in amongst the trees that I've just got a clear shot on.
Yeah, he's just peeking out the trees. His little gangly, munched up, scrunched, ugly, horrible face peering out.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll that. This one doesn't have a shield, so easier to target. And let's see. Unfortunately, maybe a branch gets in your way. But it sticks into his leather armor and fails to connect and do any sort of damage. Where would you like to move? Go ahead. Lyodon, you have to wait your turn, I'm afraid. As much as I
I
like
moved
to.
behind Zarathustra.
Oh, lovely. So the big strong man moves behind you, Zarathustra.
Yeah.
Great.
The
So,
closest available cover.
Natalie, one of the goblins strikes at you and misses. Okay, here we go. The second goblin strikes you with his short sword and misses. Okay,
What?
two of them shoot their bow at Zarathustra, misses, and misses. Oh, you're gonna live, maybe. So all of the goblins on this round, it was just the sight of Kasur, this big, strong half-elf, hiding behind the puny, 5 foot tall Zarathustra, sent them all into giggles, fits of giggles, and they failed to hit.
Is it my turn yet? Because
It is your turn. No, sorry, it's Lyodin's turn, then it's your turn. So Lyodin, you get to make an action.
I done. Hey,
Pick something there.
Is someone hoovering?
it sounds like it.
I think that's meant to be the background music.
I haven't. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to put on fight music. Should I get that on? Let's see. What should we put on?
Someone watching the TV or something as well.
I think Natalie, you watching the
That's what it
TV?
sounds like.
Let's get this in.
Is she on YouTube?
Yeah. Have some fucking manners.
Dedication.
Gnarly!
Listen. Hello.
Oh,
She's
so
in.
you've slashed at a goblin with your short sword. Furious that would dare attack you. What goblin is it you're hitting here?
Good effort.
Any goblin. The second one.
The second one, so the one on top of the horse. You cut him into smithereens.
ITV2 with graphic violence, some very strong language.
Turn down ITV2.
Turn off ITV2
Very
and pay
strong language.
attention. You slaughter the goblin, you cut open his neck
Woo!
in one fell blow, killing it immediately. You only... Oh, what? You're not wielded... Are you wielding two short swords? Okay, cool. Yeah, you strike with your offhand, so you've got two short swords in your hand, you're slashing with both of them. Your second attack punches into the other goblin, but doesn't really, kill it or anything. It's still bleeding, but it's not down for the count. Cragmac, at long last, your old weary body begins to move into motion.
Have something and you'll like this, Ross.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna... Just wait. I'm just gonna write it.
Just.
Hey, how's that?
I think that
was
might
gonna use
not
the skeletons.
be a good idea, Alan, because you're
Bit of
too
a
far
far
away
away.
to get into range, so your rage would wear off.
Shit.
You need to get up close before you hashtag rage.
Slow motion.
What you
lag.
can do is walk for get off your wagon, walk 30 feet closer, and perhaps use one of your ranged weapons, your javelins.
I don't have... Oh, right, shit, I've got javelins,
Yeah,
yeah.
you do,
Let's
man.
do that. Javelins first, then rage.
Here comes the rage.
Raging. Absolutely raging.
So make your movement then. Who you throwing this? My goodness. So you walk forward and hurtle a javelin. Who are you aiming that at?
What? The one that's closest to me. Is there
Okay.
only one left?
No, there's two
Yeah.
hidden in the bushes that you can't see from that angle. This
Right.
javelin you throw pierces straight through the skull of this creature, comes out the other side, and goes flying off in the distance. The goblin, a hole in its brain, looks around for a moment, and falls to the ground, dead.
Good.
Zarathustra.
That is boss. That's
Sweet.
boss. I agree with
Okay,
that.
I'll make another range attack on this guy that's like to the bottom of Lyodon.
Go ahead, yeah. These are the
Yeah.
two with short bows. Unfortunately, Lydon's just standing too far away for you to get your sneak attack bonus, but you can still certainly hurt them. Go ahead. Oh, again. It's maybe the
And I want to
bushes.
retreat.
The bushes are hiding in, but your attack fails to connect. Your short bow, the arrow just plunges into the bush. do you want to
Okay.
move at all? Sorry. Should I skip?
Yeah.
You move
Behind
behind. Okay. Fantastic. What a lovely dance you two are playing. Kasur.
Yes. Oh. That's not very safe there. I don't have any healing items though.
You have to
Food
attack.
doesn't heal, does it?
Remember, this line of sight that you guys got applies to the goblin as well. If you can't see the goblin, most of the time they can't see you either. And if they can't see you, they can't shoot at you. Remember, you've got 30
I
feet
shoot
of
from
movement.
behind a tree though, can I?
But you could shoot and then you could move behind a tree
Right, okay. Yeah, good point.
and leave Zarathustra standing there in the middle of the... See, like Crackmack, he was quite wise. He went and hid right up next to the bush so none of them could get a shot on him.
Right.
Sure, that was
Yeah,
his
but he can't-
intention. Okay, so you fire off your longbow, and it's just a calamity. We're looking around for where to go. You know, you string the arrow backwards, you launch it down, it flops at your feet. You shake your head in disgust.
Right, now I take some cover. That's not out.
You're such a fucking pussy. Stop hiding behind people.
I've only got 2 health left.
And
I'm
there's
gonna
no-
die. I'm bleeding out on the ground.
So the two goblins, with no one else to shoot and having seen Lydon's furious slaughtering of their friends, both turn their bows on her and fire them, and both connect. Oh dear. Well, okay, well one of them wouldn't shoot you if it kills you, so... Lydon, you take 7 points of damage from the first arrow and you fall unconscious. The second arrow sails over Lydon and arrives in Zarathustra's chest, dealing 4 points of damage.
Great.
I'm not dead.
You're unconscious, you're not dead yet. We'll do,
We can
we'll
come
do the
drag
death.
you away.
Thanks.
So, Lydon, as you're unconscious, the way this works is you're kind of bleeding out and you can stabilize yourself or someone can come and help you. It's up to chance whether you do it yourself, so please make a death saving throw. Now you've already rolled one of those already, it's on your character sheet, death saving throw.
Yeah, I'm serious. Right now, you two are stuck doing the twin merge for your cousin. Okay, that's
What?
one lives, one dies.
Death saving throw in the core stats, and could you turn off the TV, please?
Yeah, our cousin.
Oh god.
Exactly.
A 10 is a success, so what I want you to do is tick, see on your character sheet, you need to get 3 successes. So you see, so just click the question mark on your character sheet, and then it should say yes. Great.
Yeah.
Good. Crackback, go ahead.
What was it? Game.
What? What you say my name is now?
You only do it one. I don't know. Crackmack, that's your name.
Kramak.
Cramak.
Dad.
Cramak. Cramak.
Crack Diddy. What am I going to do now is what you're asking me.
Yeah.
I'm still not close enough. I would like to just move and then see how I feel.
Yeah, go ahead. You can certainly do that.
So I want to move here.
You can take a step by step. You don't have to run straight. Call 911. So yeah, but you can walk all the way there if you want. Sure.
Can I move any further, Ross?
You can.
Oh.
What you can do is you've got 30 foot
Yeah.
movement. So if we start here, we can move you
Yep.
bit by bit. So just moving, pressing the right. That's you out going 5, 5, 5, so until you've done 30. So you can move 6 squares. So you can consider each time you move where you want to go. And diagonal counts as 5.
Squares perpendicularly, not diagonally.
No, you can move diagonally. It doesn't.
Alright.
Diagonally counts as 5 feet. Now that is way more than 30 feet, Alan. Count 6 from there.
Wait, hold on. Because I can't see these fucking goblins, man.
I know you can. That's where you positioned yourself so they couldn't see you, so they couldn't shoot
Wait.
you. That worked out. Zarathustra, did you minus it on your character sheet, your damage?
I can, it won't let me.
So you click on your token,
Yes.
and then you click minus...
Yeah, I understand what to do. It's just not giving me the option of the little bubbles.
It's not for me either.
Yeah, she's in. Okay.
Yeah, just click somewhere else and then click again and then it'll appear. I don't know why it doesn't do it. That's strange.
Surely I have something
Got it.
I can do that's...
How many minus was
It
it?
was -4.
Fuck.
And Lydon, you're at 0 HP right now. No health. So Crack Mac, what you can do is you can walk out and then throw another javelin.
Crack Mac, Ross.
Whatever.
Crack Mac. What the fuck? Fucking crack.
Such a foul mouth on that elf. There's no kids watching.
This is a mature stream, by the way. 17 viewers hype. So popular.
See what we're messaging.
Everyone loves this.
Nothing will happen to you on this panel.
Right, can I do something now? Can I pick?
Yeah.
Why is my guy moving
You
back?
walk
Okay, I
30
feel
feet
like I'm
forward
wasting time here.
and then throw a
Right,
javelin
so-
at them, for example. Fuck you, D.
Yeah.
My token got moved back.
Throw a javelin at who?
That's fine.
Isn't that normal when it just flips?
Oh shit, I see them. I see them. I see them now.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
You see them peering out of the
yeah,
bushes.
Motherfucker. Motherfucker.
You're
Right.
just linking yourself to Jesus.
She'll rise from the grave! Natalie, is the TV turned off? It better be turned off. That'd be very good. Can't hear it.
No, it's on. I'm watching something.
What do you mean you're watching something? You're playing D&D for the 16 people at home and for the 4 others here. Throw your javelin!
I'm
Alan!
trying. I'm fucking good.
You did it before!
I'm doing it.
If there was a timer here... Oh! So your javelin hurtles. What goblin are you shooting at here?
The one just below Lyodon.
Okay, yeah. You hurtle again right into his chest. He's thrown backwards into the tree, clearly dead. That's again another one shot, 1 kill from you. Zarathustra.
Looks like I'll be getting all the gold from this journey.
I'm gonna move
Jesus Christ, is that?
in this sort of area.
I am the second coming. What?
That's
Did I
Lyodon.
miss something?
Lyodon's saying that because she's dead. She's saying she's Jesus.
Alright. Why are you not going to put a red cross over us?
Because
She's
she's
not
not
dead,
dead
she-
yet. She could die. So, Lydon, Zarathustra, yet again, it's just not happening for you today. Maybe it was sitting next to Moldrock's stinking, you know, self. It's just, you can't get the smell out your nose and it's just set you all off. Kasur, go ahead, as you're limping, bleeding profusely from your wounds.
If I can only see him half, do I do half the damage or just like half chance?
No,
Or as long as I can see his token at all, I can shoot him.
if you see, so there's this cover, which I'm not getting into at the moment, so you can just,
Cool.
if you can see him, you can shoot him. But I'd recommend you imagine you walk out further, and maybe walk out 15 feet, fire a shot, walk 15 feet backwards. You can
No, just
certainly
let
do
the
that.
man make his own decision.
Okay, Alan, I'll let the
No
man
fucking-
make his own decision.
As it-
2 seconds.
Wait, where was I? I was there, wasn't I? I was there, so.
I'm not too concerned, there's only 1 goblin left.
Okay. See if I can actually hit someone.
Oh, unfortunately your arrow does also just follows their frustras and lands in the bushes. Nowhere. This goblin looks around, sees that he's only one standing, and starts bolting it, running north into the bushes.
Yep, there he goes.
Lyodon, can I get another
Should we kill him?
death saving throw from you?
Okay.
Electricals, entertainment, 2 clothing, and much more with Nectar Rewards double up. Until Tuesday.
Nectar reward stock.
And this is a fail, so that's 1 fail from you. You need to, if you get 3 fails, you die forever. Kramak,
Yes.
what would you like to do?
Yeah.
You saw the goblin
that?
burst from the south and you can hear him running through the bushes.
I don't think I'm. I say we just get back on the cart, move the horses, go.
You also, as you're getting closer to the horses, you recognise them to be Gundren's and Sildar's horses, the people who are paying you.
Right. Right, okay. Can I walk around and see if I can see anything else?
Do this.
Yeah, you can. You've got 30-foot movement. You can do whatever you want.
Okay, Ross. Okay.
And if you're not attacking, you also get another. You get twice your movement if you're not making an action.
Alright, well.
Perhaps you'd like to. Lyden's lying in the floor bleeding out. Perhaps you'd like to stem her wounds so she doesn't die.
I've actually just clocked another goblin, so I'd like to attack that.
Okay, so you're wandering around thinking, should I bother trying to help her do a carry if she dies? Oh, there's a goblin! What would you like to do?
Well, we'll just see. Is that good?
Yeah, your javelin hurtles through the woods, slams into this goblin, and brings him down, killing him again. You literally you threw 3 javelins today,
game,
and you killed 3 goblins. Congratulations, the fight is now over. There's the bloody corpse. Well, actually not yet. Zarathustra, almost forgot someone was dying right now. Zarathustra, what would you like to do? As far as you're aware, there's no other goblins.
I'll go, if there's no other goblins, I'll go see how Leiden is, if I can get there.
Yeah,
you can go get between the 2 goblins.
Like 2 dead corpses, you can stand on them, stomp on them, whatever.
Good.
So, you want to, she's clearly bleeding out. You could try and help her and try and stem her bleeding.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That is a medicine check.
Under.
This is just stabilizer.
That one.
14, let me check. I believe it's 15, but I just want to check because that's quite important to get right. I'll take 2 seconds while I look this up. So while that happens, Kasur, well, would you try and help her if this didn't stem the blood? Let's see. Healing, death saving throws, stabilizing, DC. Yeah, no problem at all. You've stemmed her wounds. She's no longer dying. Right, you're now at 0 HP. Lyden, could I get a D4 from you? That's a 4-sided dice.
Leiden, you're now my bitch.
You have to roll it. Press /R, D4. And that means you will be awake, not that anyone knows this, but you will be awake in 2 hours' time. You'll come to conscious with 1 HP. For now, you're unconscious. The fight is now over. You guys can do what you'd like to do.
Okay, I think we're gonna need to get unconscious Leiden on the cart.
Yep.
Move from these parts. Yeah?
I agree with that. Let's do that.
Well, someone do it.
I'll do it.
I'm too
Kramik, you're
little.
probably the strongest, so you can lift her easiest.
Who?
You're probably the strongest, so you can lift her easier.
Lyden, how much do you weigh? It's a very personal question.
What? Wait, literally? I don't want to answer that question.
No, your
No,
character.
on your character sheet.
Okay, 9 stone.
9 stone. Okay. So easy enough for you to carry.
Feather.
Oh, truck. And obviously she's got all her equipment too, but you can take that off and then carry it separately. So you're gonna bring up the wagons then, bring up the ox and then put her. I mean, it's not. You're gonna have to like. She's certainly. It's not a good place to be. As you're like trying to position her in the wagon, you think maybe you should just wait until she comes back, or you know, you could put her in the back of the wagon, but you're just thinking that it's not the best for a recently injured person, especially with the bump.
Yeah, but she just, in fairness, she did it to herself. Sling her in the back of the wagon.
Yeah.
You would also need to get the horses out of the way before you can move the wagon on. Do any of you look around, or do you look at the goblins, or what would you like to do?
I
Are
scout
you
the
dying? Are you okay?
No, I'm I've just
How
got
low is
4
your
health.
health?
2.
Very badly wounded.
Okay, so you're fucked. You also get on the wagon.
So what you can do is if you short rest, you can have a short rest which is resting for an hour. After that time, you can use your hit dice to regain HP. So everyone remembers, well, probably not remember because we never rolled, but hit dice is your HP. And if you go in your character sheet, you all see on your core stats you have hit dice on the bottom left. On the bottom right, sorry. It says hit dice. So depending on what class you are, you should all have current, should be 1, because none of you have used any.
I've got 0 under current and 1 under
Well,
max.
just move it up to 1 then. So on a short rest, you can expend one of them and regain R, for example, for you, you do RD10 plus your con bonus. So you could get 12 HP, but you'd only go to your max, or you could get 3 HP and not be fully healed. And you recover, if you go to sleep, if you have an 8-hour rest, you get all your health back and half your hit dice back. So you'll get all your hit dice back at level 1.
Right. Well, I think I should probably take a short rest now, but can I do that after looking around?
Yeah, most certainly can. Any inspection of the area reveals that the creatures have been using this place to stage ambushes for some time. A trail hidden behind thickets on the north side of the road leads northwest. You suspect that was where the goblin was running to. Can you give me a wisdom survival roll, please? It's just a survival roll, I don't know why I said wisdom. Oh, nailed it. Yeah, so you examine the trail and you can recognise very clearly about 24 goblins have come and gone along the trail. Sorry, 12 goblins, not 24, have gone, come and gone along the trail, and it seems like the signs of 2 human-sized bodies being hauled away from the ambush site. Also, you notice what looks to be maybe bear tracks, some kind of big, large footprint, and a couple of wolf paws next.
That was me doing handstands.
Great.
And how long ago did they leave? Because I should be able to tell that as well.
Yeah, certainly you can tell. It looks like this was at least, some time ago. Definitely not today. A couple of days yesterday. It was some time ago at least. You know yourself that they were ahead of you. If this was Gundren and Sildar's bodies that have been dragged along here.
Okay. Right.
Are you telling us that?
Huh?
So you know this information. You don't have to share that. Yeah.
I've just worked all this out from a couple of smudges in the ground.
No, yeah,
Yes.
pretty much. You've seen a trail. You've examined. None of them have looked around for a trail, regardless. But you looked around and you knew enough about survival to understand what the slurry and the mud meant.
Okay, and now I'm gonna take an hour's rest.
Okay. Do you
So
tell
what
them?
do you tell us?
You can. An hour's rest is just sitting around at a fire, like doing nothing. So you can
Yeah.
chat.
Are
No
you gonna-
heavy lifting. Do you come along and say, "Hey, by the way, they went that way," or do you keep it to yourself?
Oh, right. Yeah, I tell them everything I've learned.
Okay. Sweet.
Like,
So
How
when
do you
I get
react?
roll my hit dice?
after an hour's up.
After an hour's up.
Yeah. So Zarathustra, how do you react to this? Kramak, what do you say?
I head over to the cart and I'm trying to evaluate the value of its contents.
So you react by walking away and going to the wagon and evaluating the contents. Yeah.
Sure.
I reckon they're dead.
There's about a dozen
I don't
sacks
think I'm getting paid.
About a dozen sacks of flowers, several casks of salted pork, 2 kegs of strong ale, shovels, picks and crowbars, about a dozen each, and 5 lanterns with a small barrel of oil, about 50 flasks in volume. The total value, you make a rough estimate to be about 100 gold pieces. Obviously, this isn't the easiest of items to sell. This is a wagon load of stolen goods. It's not going to be... Oh, and the particular mining goods, certainly possible. But if you walked, obviously, you can try and pawn it off, but that's just something to consider.
Okay, well, I'm considering that, and I'll open the ale and have a rest.
Sure, no problem. Moldrock, how do you react to this information? Your employees have seemed to have been dragged off up north.
I don't really know.
If you plan
Why don't I just leave the group and just follow the trail?
Delbert Road.
You want to go up the trail?
Yeah.
Are you going to tell them you do this?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, wait here, drink your ale and all that, and I'll be back.
How do you respond to this, guys?
I suggest he's an idiot.
Fine, go. Scout out our trail ahead of us. Still have to make it somewhere.
I tell him to wait and I'll go with him once I'm feeling a bit better.
That's a plan.
Okay, so in the meantime, Alan, since you don't need a short rest because you're at full HP, if you do intend to continue on north, you couldn't take the wagon up the Goblin Trail, but you could certainly continue on the road. You do need to remove the bodies of the horses and goblins, so perhaps you could make your time do that.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Do you search the goblins at all while you're doing that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, something, I thought Lauren would be all about that, but you managed to find, I'll message you how much money you find in their pockets.
Can he get his hands in his pockets?
I was going to say, bet those big bear
Wait a minute,
paws.
I want to see him fumbling and I'm running over.
What
Because he gets
talking
stupid
about?
bear
You
hands.
tell me,
Yeah,
Mr.
fish.
Moldrock, when you're searching the bodies of the goblins, did you take off your gloves?
Yeah.
No, I thought you didn't take them off.
Consistencies.
When there's money involved, they come off. Okay.
I mean, he's moving
Okay,
and
so
dragging.
I noticed he's taking his gloves off.
Let's have Alan give me a sleight of hand. Sorry, Mr. Moldrock, give me a sleight of hand check. Zarathustra, give me a perception check at disadvantage because you are drinking the ale. You're not paying attention.
Which is
You're not
extremely effective with elves, isn't it? They get really drunk.
This is dwarven ale, the strong stuff.
Okay,
Should
where
we
is
plan her
that?
back over
You're
here?
40, so Mr. Moldrock, you're getting it. I was going to say you're getting advantage before you rolled that. So, because of the distance, you're doubly penalised. You're 40 feet away. He's been moving the horses back and forth. But you can still, I assume your perception.
Yeah, what is it?
Perception.
Perception.
Skill.
Yeah, where is it? I forget.
It's on your skills
Skills.
page.
Alright, okay.
Where could the perception skill be?
How did I do it at a disadvantage?
You just roll it and you take the lowest of the two. So Alan's had to take the highest of the two, so he's got 21, and you've had to take 13. So unfortunately, you don't notice that.
Lame.
And there's the money you get, Alan.
Do I notice it when I'm standing right next to him?
If you're sitting,
you're-
where did you post up for your rest?
Oh, good point. I'm up against a tree.
So you didn't go back and sit on the wagon and maybe take
No.
some of the pork or ale to help you rest. You decide to sit right near the goblins.
Take my breath.
Okay, go ahead. Give me a roll. A perception roll. You'll just be at a normal. Yeah, you are still dead, Natalie. You'll be back in a moment. Hold on. Yeah, you see this. Easy peasy. You spy him. I mean, not easy peasy. You can tell he's a little. Maybe he's pocketed some things in the past.
I catch his eye, but don't say anything.
So Alan, as you're just moving like the coins from the pouring the pouch into your own pouch, you look up and you see Kasur meeting your eyes. But he doesn't
Can I do something? Can I act?
Yeah.
I split the money with Kasur for keeping his mouth shut. Okay.
So Kasur, you don't react to that, and Alan comes over and I'll do the math for you, if you'd like.
Wee handshake with a wee note in it.
Okay, I'm just going to use the... well, it's all coins, but sure. A wee note. How did that not work?
Belt, okay, pouch. Wee pouch.
Wee pouch.
Ouch.
Wee jingle. There's a wee jingle of coin. It's got a dollar sign on the side. What? Why is that not working? Well, I was trying to be fancy and use some... Oh, there we go, that's why. I was rolling it instead of sending it to you. Not bad. There you go. You get that. So one of you gets an extra one. So I'll say, Mr. Muldrock, you end up with...
Yeah.
I'll just PM that. I can't believe I was doing that. So that's how much you get, and Kasur, you're rounded down there on that. And that's in... I just messaged you what type of money that is. So add that to your inventory there. So an hour passes, unless you'd like to do anything else. Alan, you managed to clear out the road, sorry, Mr. Muldrock, with your big, strong toughness. You just push the dead horses, not even caring about the stench of them. I'm going to be nice, Lyden, and say you wake up at this point with 1 HP. You've been treated so well that you're left. I don't think she even noticed. She's too busy playing.
Natalie, you're live.
She's playing like Candy Crush. You've got 1 HP, Natalie.
Oh, upsetting.
And you two can roll
one.
your hit dice for your HP regain, Zarathustra and Kasur.
What do I roll?
No, you've just woken up. You haven't got a short rest. Does that include your con? I think it does. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it does. It does include it. It's already included it. It's a bad roll there, I'm afraid.
It's already included.
Yeah. You rolled a 2 on a D10. Not the best. Yeah. So you're at 1 HP, Lyden, and you wake up.
All right.
Damn. So you're at full health again.
Woo!
She only got 8 health.
She doesn't take that much damage.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what? Shoot. Oh, wait. You said Lyden. I thought you were talking about dead Lyden.
Yeah, so I keep doing that. Change it.
Call
Call
her
me
Zara.
Zara.
Zara, yeah.
Just call me Zara.
Zara and Laya. Lyden, you're at 1 HP. You've just regained consciousness. What would you like to do? You can see Kasur and Kramak appearing to leave to go north on the trail. Zarathustra, what are you doing? Are you going with them? You're staying with the car. Okay, so Lyden, what would you like to do then? You've woken up, you're barely conscious, you think you could do a good rest and just regain your, say I'd spend an hour there.
I'll rest.
Okay, so you rest for an hour, and Mr. Muldrock and Kasur will go north. At that point, we're going to take our first break. We'll be back in, say, quarter 2. So 10 minutes break. Thanks very much for watching, guys. This is part 1, and you'll see us back in part 2, and we'll continue on till for an hour and 50 minutes till midnight. Cheerio.